Hello, my name is Rainer Maidel and I'm Business Development Manager at BE.services. Here at BE.services, we are one of companies that could help you changing from your Yocto Linux to a Torizon based environment. And today I'm here with Gorav, and we want to explain you a little bit what are the challenges, how you can come from your system, so from your base system to a new system, what's the advantages, what's the obstacles, and how we can support you in that way.
Hi. Hi everyone. I am Gaurav. I work as the head of engineering at BE Services, and I'm a software embedded software developer working from past 12 years, working on Linux and embedded systems, and working with Torizon for past 6 years actually. And here, like Raina mentioned, we are here to share our experiences and how we utilize Torizon in our own company, share those experiences, and then share some points with you, where we highlight the benefits of Torizon uh, versus traditional Linux Yocto based development.
So today we are talking about our internal product, the internal development of our Edge AI product, Coligo. And of course, we want to explain how we help customers to change from an existing system, or how they can even step into a world of building their own controllers. The main question from all the customer is, I know just Yocto, but Yocto is complex, it's difficult. How can I make my life easier? How can I make it better, faster? Is there any possibility?
Yeah, Yocto, which has been used traditionally for Linux-based firmware development, firmware configuration, this has been popular, but it's quite complex, like Raina mentioned, and it has a lot of pain points when we do Yocto-based development. And where, as an alternative, Torizon OS provides a very good alternative to this kind of solution, where it addresses many of the pain points. One of them is the complexity. It reduces the complexity of the development or customizations which we can apply. It also reduces the effort, the time which is required to build an image. For example, Yocto image build takes 3 hours, but Torizon you can get in minutes. And it also has the very good advantage of the Docker based application development against the traditional system D or monolithic application development. So these are one few of the advantages which gives a Torizon edge over the traditional Yocto development.
That sounds very nice, because that speeds up the development a lot for the customer. That reduces the complexity a lot, and help to go much faster to the market. But I think that's the software side of all that things. But even there is an hardware environment of Toradex. What is the advantage if the customer even choose the hardware series of Torizon?
Yeah, so hardware wise as well, Toradex, who offer the Torizon, they have their own traditional line of what they call is SOM, system on module chips, which integrate a microcontroller or an SoC with additional peripherals, important peripherals. This gives a very good fast to market solution. So you can just take a SOM, create your peripherals, additional peripherals around it, and then you can use the SOM on your devices. So this gives a very good opportunity for organizations which do not have hardware know-how, so they can start up with this quite quickly. I believe, Rainer, you talk to customers, you would have experience around this as well, where you talk to customers who are choosing Toradex hardware based on this topic. Can you share uh, any what are the main points where they think or they try to choose Toradex? Also considering the CRA, which is around what are the benefits they think Toradex or Torizon is providing to them on this regards.
Yeah. You mentioned the CRA, and that's one of the main points. A lot of customers change now from an older system to a new one because they are forced not just to make a development on Linux, they are forced that they have a really lifecycle solution. That means they have to provide patches, they have to provide updates, they have to check about vulnerabilities and all that stuff. And they have to be future proof. That means on the Toradex hardware side, they first of all can choose a series of SOMs, and they are pin compatible. Though if they are starting with a low budget version, they can later on easily take a different SOM with a higher performance and bring more value to the product and extend feature based on that. And the second part, of course, for them is really the whole software environment of Torizon, so that they get real pre-built software, that they get pre-tested things, that they have a container-based environment so that they are fast in time to market, and that the entry level is much lesser from the knowledge base, because it's very intensive of knowledge to build a Yocto image, and all that work you have to do, all that dependencies you have to know, that's pre-built in the Torizon system, and that's perfect.
Yeah, so like considering this, can you I think you are talking to the customers, you have a lot of experience on the topics which they really care about in the security aspects. Can you highlight some of the points for the listeners where what features of or the security features of Torizon OS are really advantageous to them in this, to say for example being ready for the CRA or for the ISO compliance?
Yeah. So one of that, of course, is the Torizon cloud for them, because they have an over-the-air update, because it's mandatory to have it for the CRA compliance, that you can bring updates in the field, and a lot of customers struggle with their own platform or their own secure way to make over-the-air updates. It's not just that I have the possibility, I have to think about, I have just only to accept signed updates and all that thing. So one is the Torizon platform itself, and the other thing is, of course, the monitoring of the vulnerabilities for them, because they have not to do that by themselves. Toradex is take care of that and make a pre-built Torizon OS if there is any vulnerability, and there's a defined reaction time for that. So they have not to rely on the community on Linux. They have a real commercial partner that helps and cares for all that things.
Yeah. And I guess that also was, I think, the main idea. And I think I would like to highlight that at BE.services, the product, we also have a product which is Coligo, which our own hardware and software platform. Here we utilize Toradex hardware for the faster to market need, because we don't have hardware expertise at BE.services. So we take that, and then we have developed and utilize all these concepts in our device, because we also need to worry about the CRA as a vendor in the European Union. We are also worried about, and this is one of the major points which helped us to choose and go towards Toradex and Torizon OS to select this, because we know that there are promises, there are features built in within the Torizon OS, and there is an ecosystem around Torizon OS which provides us the basis, or very good basis, for starting with this such kind of product. And have lesser and lesser effort on managing and moving forward with this. So then can you for our listeners, can you summarize that how they can start up with the whole Torizon engagement, considering also us, because we are also a service provider. So what are our models, what are the possibilities? So if somebody wants to start up with this, how we can how they can approach it, what are would be the steps?
Yeah. So I will come to that a little bit later. I will just summarize a little bit about our product Coligo, because one of the main focus was, of course, to build a product.
Yeah.
And in that case, we took Torizon because it helps us to concentrate on our product, not on the environment around.
Yeah.
We have not to care about hardware, we have not to care about the base image of Linux, we have not to care about the vulnerability thing. That's done. We have, of course, to adapt that to our product, but that gives us a very fast way to the market, and then we can concentrate real on our application. And I think that's also what our customers need, because they do not really, their knowledge will not be directly in building a Linux or an environment that runs their software. Their knowledge will be in their software stack, and they will want to build a product and bring it to the market. And that is one step that is very cool on that system, that you can really speed up time to market, and that helps you a lot to be there before maybe others are there, and that gains a big advantage. To come back to your question, what are the steps normally how to come into a Torizon system? So a very common way for us is that the customer has legacy systems. They have now the need of being CRA compliant, have to update their system, and therefore we start with a requirements workshop. So we go into a workshop with our experts, with the experts of the customers, with me as a part of their development team, and we gather the requirements. And out of that requirements workshop, we create the necessary work packages and define which is the best solution, which hardware, which computing power we need, but even how we build the software stack, how an over-the-air update is necessary. And after that, it's the decision of the customer what could be the next step. That could be, of course, just helping them by implementing that, or we take over the whole development for them, or just parts of them. We can also teach afterwards their team how they can use the product, how they are able to maintain the product. So that's the full thing, from just making a workshop, showing what's possible, access them in making the architecture, or next step could be developing the whole product or parts from the product, and educate them that they can service the product. So from the perspective of Coligo, we have of course a ready product, but always if you visit the customers, he has new ideas, he has new feature requests, and we have to fulfill that, of course. That means the customer asks us how we can implement that, and after a certain time of development, we have to bring it to the customer. And could you explain how that works in our Coligo product?
Yeah, so I think this is very important use case, and this is also quite well addressed in the Torizon ecosystem. Torizon ecosystem provides the Torizon OTA, the Torizon cloud platform. We have prepared our own Coligo cockpit for this, and this uses the APIs from the Torizon cloud. So what is our process? Basically, you go to the customers, talk to them, and identify what are the new features. Then we take it, and the development team works on the features. they build the feature as part of the development, and then they do the testing in house. And as part of our release cycles, we build the patch for this. And Torizon Cloud provides the infrastructure where we can upload this patch for the application, or if there is a change in the operating system for both, it can be uploaded securely to their cloud. And the important aspect is that there is a secure update mechanism which makes sure that the update comes from an authenticated, authorized source, and is it is a version which can be accepted on the device. And then we handle that update through the Torizon Cloud platform or our Coligo cockpit platform. So we just, once the development is done and testing is done, we upload it, and then customers also have the opportunity to select and deploy it whenever they want, or we can also do a early push or select them for an early push and deploy it on their devices. And even if we see some failures, there is also a very good rollback mechanism built in the overall infrastructure, which also makes sure that there is no issues if case there is something goes wrong. So this is how we handle the feature updates in the field itself without bothering to send an engineer to the field.
Yeah, I think that tackles all of the concerns of the customer, because we are dealing with very big IT departments, and first of all, it must be secure.
Yep.
And there we can provide all the security features, show them how the build process is, how the download process is, how
Yes.
the updates are signed, and all that things. That's very important for the IT department. But for the production department, it's very important that they can schedule the update on their process, because the machine is in production, and they know when it's the right time to bring an update in, that it is not critical, that it will not stop production, so that they can take it by themselves and can schedule it. And if the production, for example, takes half an hour longer, they can reschedule it, and they have not make appointments with us or something like that.
Yes.
I think that's a very important feature beside all that security options, and that's very convenient for the customer.
And I would also, I think, considering this, the Coligo platform and our cockpit also additionally to that provides a very good fleet management concept around this topic, where they can select and deploy the software on their devices when they need, when it is possible. So this is very important feature which Coligo platform provides.
We have developed many projects with many different customers, and they have different demands. But do you have one project that was very impressive for you and helped the customer to create value from the beginning to the end? You have something in mind?
Yeah. So I have something which we worked quite early in the Torizon's world. This was for a customer, a UK-based customer who were developing a new product, which the use case was very interesting, because these were the devices which were mounted on trucks, and the trucks would be roaming around in the city. So they had to build a device which acts as a gateway to capture all the sensor information from the truck and upload that information in certain format to the cloud, where the cloud is used for analyzing, doing some analytics. So doing AI to have some analytics over it and do something with the data. And we helped the customer initially to develop the firmware and all. They use the Torizon Cloud platform because, very important, the device is roaming around in the city. They had modems on them and they needed to be updated. So you cannot keep sending engineers in the field for updating the software to these system. So the Torizon OTA platform, Torizon Cloud platform helped a lot to them, because they could see the shifts, and they could schedule the updates when the devices were, if, for example, in the night when the devices were not moving around. So they could see the schedule, and based on that they could update. They were very, initially they had a very hard requirement to do quick updates, and that also helped in the overall Torizon ecosystem, helped them a lot in the way they had development support with Torizon VX Code plugins. They had fast feature updates through this overall setup, and also since it is secure, they were not very worried about the updates. Also, and a very important thing which I would mention is the bandwidth which was utilized, because everything worked on a modem communication. So the sizes of the update was very important for them as well, and the concepts which Torizon OS uses, it provides a very good way to reduce the amount of the update. So this as an overall was a quite a good and successful use case of Torizon OS as well as the Torizon Cloud platform very early in the Torizon OS domain, and which I think was quite successful and customer was quite happy with.
Thank you, Gaurav. I think the customer get a lot of insights, also about very interesting projects. I want to say thank you for watching, and if you have any questions there, you can follow the link below and reach out to us to get all the informations you want.